All right, what is up, chefs? And today is the day for the ultimate arena guide to be released. I'm going to be going through 5 different teams that summarizes the complete meta and help you guys understand what to fight, what not to fight, what counters what. And there are also going to be 2 obscure teams in the end. Yes, obscure. One that is very, very consistent and one that doesn't even have Awakened Pure Vanilla. So make sure you watch the video all the way through and make sure to, listen to what I have to say, because these comps are very, very specific. They need specific things. You need to watch out for specific comps to counter. So make sure you watch all the way to the end, and here we go. Okay, so the first team here, we have the Elder Fairy 122 comp. So this is going to be more or less the quote-unquote standard team of this meta, and you'll be seeing people use it on their defense teams, using it mostly on their attack teams. So I'm just going to go ahead and summarize what the best builds for this team are and what I'm using currently. So the treasures here are Necklace, Watch, and Vial, and Pure Vanilla Rally Effect. So those are treasures. Now let's get into the toppings. So Elder Fairy here for toppings, you want around 40 to 45. If you can get 50 damage resist, it's great. Just try and stack almonds. Get like 8, 7 cooldown, as much cooldown as you can, getting that high damage resist number as well. So yeah, and now for the biscuit, you absolutely need 2 HP lines. That's the number one thing that people make mistakes on. You need 2 HP lines because of his skill. You just need. And the other 2 lines, if they're damage resist, great. If they're not, oh well. You just absolutely, the only requirement, well, you should have 2 HP, 2 DR, but the 2 DR is less important than the 2 HP. Now for Shadow Milk, he's going to be running damage resist, cooldown, attack for substats on the raspberry toppings, and damage resist bypass on the biscuit. Here's my biscuit, and here are my toppings. Minimum 25% damage resist here. Golden cheese, same thing as Shadow Milk. Minimum 25% damage resist. You want damage resist, cooldown, attack on raspberry toppings, and here's my biscuit. If your golden cheese is dying, run a damage resist biscuit. Not bypass, just damage resist. Run a full damage resist, and this is not my best one. I use it. Well, I'm going to show you my best one, actually. This is my old Twizzly biscuit, but the damage is too high, and my golden cheese started to survive a little bit longer since, 6-star, 605k HP. That's why I'm running damage resist bypass. But if your golden cheese is lower stars, maybe like 3 stars normal and like 2 stars awakened, run the damage resist. Get the high 60s with the damage resist so she lives longer and has that revive. But for this video today, I'm going to be running the damage resist bypass. And yeah, so for Pure Vanilla, 50% damage resist, 15% cooldown, because you want the 35% cooldown, because remember, in his skill, cooldown minus 0.4% for each 1% of damage resist increased, capped at 20%, so that's 50% damage resist, and that's what I have. And I also have the 15 cooldown. I am overcapping a little bit, but if there's something you can overcap on, it will be cooldown. And here's my biscuit. Ideal biscuit is 3 damage resist lines and 1 cooldown line. I know my other video said 2 of each, but the better build here is 3 and 1. And here are my toppings. So now for Wind Archer is a 1-second start. You need 17% cooldown for that. My toppings here, I am running just, normal 25% damage resist here. You need as much cooldown as you can get, and then the attack speed. My biscuit here is different because I'm running 2 and 2 cooldown, 2 bypass, but I understand you guys might not have the exact resources to run so you can also do it with a full damage resist bypass biscuit while running 3 Choco, 2 Raspberry to get that 17% cooldown, make sure you get that attack speed up, and also have that minimum 25% damage resist. The attack and crit substats on this topping build don't really matter. You just want the damage resist bypass, and you also want the 1-second start. So for today's purpose, I'm just going to be running the Raspberry set because it works better with me. And so let's get right into what this team actually counters and how to use it. So for our first battle here, we're going to be fighting a 2-2-1 comp, which is the comp that this team actually is going to be countering. So the reason why we are fighting 2-2-1 comps with the scroll and the vial is because the necklace will be able to absorb most of the damage and everything else that this other team is doing, and we'll be able to outlast them. So let's go right in. Max Burning Spice should not be an issue. Having Shadow Milk, if your Shadow Milk does get instantly popped there, that can become an issue. Okay, that's fine. Elder Fairy living a long life. Dies, that's fine. Golden Cheese gets revived. This is how the team is supposed to work, and everyone just gets shredded from then. 95-0 win. So this team is very, very, very consistent against the 2-2-1 comps. I wouldn't recommend hitting anything else with this team. I mean, it's a pretty good all-arounder team, but if you do, let's say, we're just going to fight this random, Coral 1-2-2, just to explain, hey, if I want to just use this team, I'll show you that it can also sometimes win against in your matches. But it is not 100% guaranteed. Nothing is 100% guaranteed, but the way that this team works just works the best against the 2-2-1 comps, based on what I've seen. It's going to be a close one. Yep. And, oh, surprising. Got it. And there. So you can use this team against, you know, other 1-2-2 teams, but it's not going to be as consistent. As you saw, it was a lot closer there than it was in, you know, the one before. It wasn't a 95-0. It was like a 20% to 0 victory. But still, the way that you can use this team, like, you know, here's another 1-2-2 team. I'm going to fight it again. Let's see. It's a coral again. So it actually is my guildmate. But this really is the team that I'd recommend. It's an all-around team, but there definitely are better and way more consistent teams that are out there, especially the 2 other comps at the end of the video, if you are going to be sticking around to watch the entire thing. There are 2 insane comps at the end of the video that counter some common teams pretty much 100% of the time, so do stick around and watch that. And there, Shadow Milk just got deleted, dang. But here, even though it's definitely promotion difference here, 1-2-2, you can really just fight it, but it's not going to be 100% consistent, because what if you were the one getting crushed by the other 1-2-2? So that is also something to keep in mind. So here we have it, the 1-2-2 Burning Spice Cream Ferret team. And all credits to this comp go to this YouTuber right here. I'll be putting his channel up in the corner. So I'm just going to be translating the builds from his video. Let's go right into the builds. So now Burning Spice is going to be running damage resist, cooldown, attack, full raspberry toppings, and here are the toppings. Make sure you want to get 25% damage resist, get around 8 to 9% cooldown, and focus the rest stats on crit and attack. And here is the biscuit, just 4 damage resist bypass lines. So now for Shadow Milk, it's going to be the same build as last time, you know, 25% damage resist, 8 cooldown, rest on attack and crit, get the damage resist bypass lines. Pure Vanilla, same exact build, 50% damage resist, 15% cooldown, exact same, just want to make sure it's that. And now for Wind Archer, same build as usual. You can swap, same 1 second build, swap between either, doesn't really matter. I've seen the exact same results, but I just prefer to use the full raspberry. And for Cream Ferret, it's gonna be a bit different today. You want 30% cooldown, then focus the rest on attack and crit. You want full raspberry toppings, and for the biscuit, you want a lot of cooldown. Make sure you use full cooldown, so your full cooldown biscuit's actually being useful in the arena. So you can use your mint choco biscuit on this. And here, what do my toppings look like? I have around 8 cooldown, and the rest are on attack and crit. So you don't need any damage resist here, surprisingly. But if your Cream Ferret is actually just getting deleted, not like getting deleted after they get revived by PV, that's when the issue comes in, and that's where you need to use some damage resist. So yeah, that's gonna be it for Cream Ferret. And now let's go right into the battles. So when you're fighting with Cream Ferret, you want to make sure to only hit 2-2-1 teams and 2-1-2 teams. You're not going to want to hit any 1-2-2 teams, which I know those are the most popular, but you can see, you know, every other team is a 1-2-2 team other than the 2-2-1 here. So we're going to hit the 2-2-1, and I'll show you why Cream Ferret is good against 2-2-1s. So we're going to be seeing this guy a lot today. So once again, Wind Archer, and it's just the Shadow Milk is not... The Shadow Milk doesn't target Cream Ferret, and that's good, so Cream Ferret doesn't waste the Pure Vanilla revive, and they're already getting shredded. I don't know why people still run this team on their defense. It is one of the weakest defense comps, because we're already 2 comps into the video, and it's already getting countered very easily. So Pure Vanilla, Cream Ferret double heal, it's going to sustain the entire team, plus the necklace. Pure Vanilla just took maybe 3 million damage, it just didn't die there. So as you can see, we won. Pure Vanilla, yeah, taking 25 million damage and just not dying. The healing is insane. 42 million from Pure Vanilla, around 25 million from Cream Ferret. It's just gonna out heal the other team, and then Burning Spice is just going off, absolutely blowing up the other team and having us win. So the other team that you're gonna hit with this team will be the 2-1-2 team right here, as you can see. So let's actually fight it, because there's not going to be a golden cheese. And without golden cheese, you're not really going to have that much of a snipe on Pure Vanilla and Cream Ferret, but you will have Wind Archer. So that kind of balances it out. So having both on the same team is going to be an issue. That's why we don't hit 1-2-2s. So, Cream Ferret took a little bit of damage, but fine. And as you can see there, Elderberry is already dead. Well, Pure Vanilla, just tank that. There you go. Wind Archer to Pure Vanilla. Pure Vanilla easily tanking all of that. Okay, a little bit laggy. Your vanilla shield. And yeah. It's just the shielding over and over again. And now this is where all the explosive damage happens. Your vanilla revives, and they'll be alright. Clean sweep minus Wind Archer, and let's check out the damage. So the main focus of this team is going to be Burning Spice. You're going to want to make sure you have a really good Burning Spice build because he's going to be the main damage source. It's not going to be Shadow Milk, which is kind of surprising, but Burning Spice is able to mow down most cookies and see that their Shadow Milk took 37 million damage, probably mainly coming from the Burning Spice. As you can see, we really shut down their Wind Archer, didn't really go off. I've seen this team have 50 million damage Wind Archers, so seeing a 22 million damage Wind Archer is actually, pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Cream Ferret. What you're going to want to avoid, like I said earlier, avoid these 1-2-2 comps. I know they're going to be everywhere. I'm going to get into those counters later in the video, so make sure you watch the whole thing. And yeah, so that's going to be it for Cream Ferret. Here are the treasures. Make sure you're using PV Rally Effect, which, it's the only one you can actually use. But so on to the next comp. So this comp here is going to be the infamous 2-1-2 team, like I've been hitting before with the Cream Ferret team. And so what this team is going to do, it is actually going to counter the 1-2-2 team, believe it or not. So I'm actually going to show you, since I'm running the 1-2-2 team exactly word for word of how I explained it on my defense. So I'm actually going to show you here, but before we do that, I'm going to go into the builds. So Elder Fairy is actually going to be using a 1-second start here. 1-second start. Extremely important. You're going to want to run a full chocolate build with damage resistance cooldowns and substats. You can honestly maybe even run a 15 cooldown build and still have a 1-second start. You need the 1-second start. Run full chocos, get around like 27-28% damage resist. Just focus hard on damage resist here. And Biscuit, exact same. You need the 2 HP lines. I cannot stress that enough. Your whole stat space should look something like this, and you need to make sure you have that 1-second start. Burning Spice, same build as the Cream Ferret team. Shadow Milk, same build. So Pure Vanilla here, he's going to be using the same build as before. Remember the 50 and 15 rule. Just make sure to, follow that rule, and then you'll be good for Pure Vanilla. If you're going to overcap, remember, overcap on damage resist. And now Wind Archer is going to be using not a 1-second start. He's going to be using a 2-second start instead. I don't know why I'm running a 1-second start on Wind Archer. I must have goofed up a little bit, but same toppings here, but you're going to want to run the damage resist bypass Biscuit with the damage resist cooldown and attack speed toppings. Full rasp. So what this team does here, it counters the 1-2-2 team. So it's going to be very, very useful on attack because most people are running this team on defense. Elder Fairy is going to immediately be getting targeted, which is very good, so Pure Vanilla doesn't get targeted. He's going to need to stay alive. You're going to need to have him be pretty tanky. Okay, Pure Vanilla is probably going to get one shot here. Nope. And if it's just getting melted down by Burning Spice. Pure Vanilla is still alive. It's crazy. And looking like we might 100 to 0. Looking like that's going to be the case. 99 to 0. So this meta is really just rock, paper, scissors. So you can see here, Burning Spice, again, just like the Cream Ferret team, doing 99% of the damage, which is why he's also a key part of this meta. Absolutely shutting down Shadow Milk, absolutely shutting down one of the most popular teams in the entire arena right now. So I feel that the 2-1-2 team is actually a very sleeper team, but it's not going to be the thing that you're going to be running on defense. It's very vulnerable to Cream Ferret teams. It's also going to be very vulnerable to another team, which I'm going to be sharing later in the video. Again, one of the secret teams. Best comp, I would honestly say, to run on defense, even though I just lost absolutely terribly to myself, it's going to be the 1-2-2 comp. So now going out into the arena, into the wild. So let's see, found pretty maxed out 1-2-2 comp. So let's actually go ahead and hit it. It's going to be a Crimson Coral. So not sure how this is going to go, but it looks like a 2-second Shadow Milk. Pretty sure we'll be going the exact same way. Pure Vanilla getting targeted. Oh, never mind. He's not going to die. That's good. Okay, if he dies off, that's fine. Okay, Pure Vanilla. Don't get one shot. Perfect. Pure Vanilla, don't get one shot. And that's fine. And looks like still going to win anyway. Speed number 4 on the server. Pretty easily, Not really breaking a sweat other than, worrying about my Pure Vanilla's health, but let's check out the stats. So again, this time it's going to be Burning Spice, going to be close in damage to Shadow Milk. They're going to be doing a lot of damage. But the enemy Shadow Milk is going to be doing a lot because it's going to be targeting the Elder Fairy, which Elder Fairy is going to be self-healing as well. See, 7 million healing, and targeting the Pure Vanilla as well. So Pure Vanilla is going to be doing this little self-heal thing, part of his skill. I think I mentioned in another video, but so the self-healing with Pure Vanilla, Elder Fairy, that's where Shadow Milk's really going to be attacking. That's why you really want to get Pure Vanilla targeted. But if your Pure Vanilla is getting targeted and absolutely getting exploded, that is an issue. You might want to replace some raspberries with HP toppings, which, if you saw the other build, you might want to recommend use some HP toppings to get Pure Vanilla's HPs up. I guess that's it. Now, let's go on to the next battle. So here we have a 5900 122 build, pretty maxed out. Okay, so this is one of the win traders. So, intense battle right now. I don't know if I'm going to win because these people, I swear, sometimes I feel like these people are specifically engineering their teams to just beat mine. And this might be the case. Or no, Pure Vanilla. Okay, Pure Vanilla, just don't die. Okay, Pure Vanilla's dead. That's fine. I'm going to come back. Yep. Perfect. Perfect. Burning Spice. And a win. That's a win. Let's go. So yes, another really powerful person on the server, 5A Elder Fairy, not maxed out cookies, but their labs and guild toppings and biscuits is just absolutely insane. They're just on par with everyone else with max stuff. So as you can see here, very good battle. Wind Archer also stepping up a notch, doing 42 million damage, which is kind of crazy. And Burning Spice doing a lot of damage. And yet, so basically, yeah. Sorry for rambling. Losing my mind here. 2-1-2 absolutely counters this team. You want to be careful. Also, that means you should be careful when you're running this team on attack. You should not be hitting any 2-1-2s. That is something to keep in mind. So now, teams 4 and 5 are going to be the secret comps. So let's get right into those. So yes, here you have it. Moonlight and Burnt Cheese are both meta. So this team is actually coming to me from the YouTuber named Sleepy Whistles. So do go check out their video as well. They've also making a video on this team. But here, I'm just going to show you how good it is. So let's go over the build. So first, those HPs from my Stormbringer video that you're going to use on Elder Fairy, just throw them on Burnt Cheese instead. So Burnt Cheese is going to be using just focus damage resist on the HPs. You don't really need anything else. And then damage resist on the biscuit. Shadow Milk, same build as before. Moonlight is going to be using, you can throw your Frost Cream Biscuit on from Living Abyss, but if you don't really do guild battle, it's just 4 cooldown. Now for toppings, just damage resist, cooldown, and attack. You want around 29 to 30 cooldown for Moonlight, and you do want to make sure that she does have the highest attack here. I have it by 3k, so pretty lucky there. Yeah, so that's it for Moonlight. Now for Pure Vanilla, same build. 50 DR, 15 cooldown, that attack build always going to be the same. Wind Archer, 1 second start, same cooldown. You can always run this instead, like I always say. But yeah, really only Burnt Cheese and Moonlight that are different. But this team absolutely shreds 1-2-2 comps. I'm just going to show you real quick.
Not gonna lie, I won't go easy on you.
So it goes Wind Archer, and then it should go into Shadow Milk, Burnt Cheese proc, and then Moonlight survives. So Burnt Cheese is going to be protecting Moonlight. And then just the damage and, well, she's going to get revived as well by Pure Vanilla. So there's even more sleep and stun and damage and just to melt. And in Moonlight survivability issues, no big deal. No big deal. Got the Burnt Cheese buff and Pure Vanillas. So actually, something funny that my friend Sleepy Whistles also, who's the creator of this team, got to number 3 on the Hollyberry server as a free-to-play. So this team is just no joke. It's crazy good. I'm gonna refresh see if I get a really good person. Here, fight him.
Step into the darkness.
This is number 2. So here we go. Okay, Moonlight, don't die. And I think because of this comp, as soon as everyone starts using it, people are just gonna start running Burning Spice. So, because it's just that crazy. Okay, so for Moonlight jam requirements, you're gonna need a +10. +20 is, will be awesome for the damage and everything, but requirement would be, I'd say +10. And there goes the enemy, gone. Moonlight even lived till the end. So really with the burnt cheese buff on Moonlight, survivability is not going to be an issue at all. But the one thing you do want to avoid is avoid burning spice teams. So I'm just going to, purposely lose to a burning spice team here. But if it works, I really just been avoiding burning spice with this team. But this is really a first, me attacking 1-2-2 with this. So I don't really know if it's going to work or not. Oh, I just one tap there, Elder Fairy. This might be working, even with Burning Spice and Moonlight's dead. Okay, so this might not work now. Burning Spice just does two. Whoa, wait, it worked. Okay, this is an instance where my stats come into play. You really aren't supposed to hit Burning Spices with this comp. I know Sleepy Whistles has said to me multiple times to not hit Burning Spice. It will die to Burning Spice, but just hit a Burning Spice there. And I think what they mean by that is don't hit 2-2-1s. Don't hit comps like this or comps like, no, not like that. Just don't hit comps like this. You can use 1-2-2 on that. All right, so I think that's going to be it for this team specifically. If you do have any questions, make sure to join my Discord server. Myself and Sleepy Whistles are more than happy to help you out with these teams and everything else. Well, specifically this team for Sleepy Whistles. And big thanks to them for letting me include this in the video and to share out with you guys. So now going into the final team. Yes, it is going to be another variation of a Stormbringer team. Sorry, Stormbringer. Stormbringer is not dead yet. This could be very inconsistent for you, so just have a warning. This team is credits goes to ND Runner. Same thing with the other Stormbringer team. So I'm going to show you the toppings real quick. So Stormbringer, all the biscuits here are going to be full damage resist bypass. I don't have a damage resist bypass, full damage resist bypass for Blueberry Pie. They're just all going to be full bypass. I'm just going to get that out of the way, and then I'm just going to show you the toppings. All bypass for absolutely everyone. So now toppings, you want damage resist, cooldown, and crit. You want same build for Burning Spice from the other team. Same build for Shadow Milk. Golden Cheese, you just want to do damage resist, attack, and crit. I should probably do that for Shadow Milk and Stormbringer, but it doesn't really matter. I guess not having the right stats could help me become more accurate with just not being that overpowered. And Blueberry Pie is just going to be damage resist, attack, and crit as well. Focus on the crit. You need a little bit more than that, maybe like 75 to 80% crit on Blueberry Pie. And now for Stormbringer, you also need 80 crit, very important. But for the treasures here, we're going to be using the scroll, the vial, and the watch. But now, no way can pure vanilla. I know, it's crazy, but there's a specific amount of teams that you cannot attack with this. I translated Andy's video, and he said to not attack any golden cheeses. So you see here, these three are unhidden. This is obviously a Cream Ferret team. There's no golden cheese, so we're going to hit it. No golden cheese, free win.
But you are.
Burning Spice, Shadow Milk, Blueberry Pie, and then just watch their HP go down. Oh my gosh. Blueberry Pie's actually going to live here. Do laser. Nice. And yep. Even though 2% HP, but still, no wicked pure vanilla, no healer. One shot is back, finally. So let me actually find another team to fight. Okay, this is a really good one to fight because it's a pretty maxed out team. 2-1-2. You do want to fight 2-1-2s with this. And, if you stay around, if you've been around for this long in the video, I'm going to be doing a counter review at the end of the video, so do stay around for that. And all right, let's hit this. All right, so there's no golden cheese here, so we're all good. Oh, it is Sunny Liu, so I might be losing, but I should be able to pull through. Yeah, just look at that HP. Oh, there, Wind Archer's still alive. Oh, looks like I got it. Anyway, pretty close, but I'm fighting people with the same promotions. So if my battles look close, same promotions, everything's maxed out, level 90, level 12 treasures. So if you're fighting people, let's say you have 3 stars of everything, and you're fighting people with 4 or 5 stars, it might work, but don't rely on this for this counter. Don't rely on that. I'm going to show you what happens when you do fight a golden cheese, and it's going to be against, I'll just show you what happens. Because, it's good to be informed to know what will happen if you use it on the wrong comp. So... And then looks like their HP is going down, but look, golden cheese shield will make sure you lose, like this, lose this terribly, because the one shot won't work around golden cheese's shield. it's just not going to work around the shield. The shield is too powerful and it will cause everyone to stay alive, and the one shot just won't work. See, blueberry pie just flopped there. Honestly, I think that's pretty much everything to do with this video. So I'm gonna go over the comps real quick. So starting off, team 1-2-2 team beat 2-2-1s very easily with this. This could be a very well go around team. It is actually my current defense team, so it is a very, very good all around team. Cream Ferret, make sure to only really attack these kinds of teams. So Cream Ferret, make sure to attack only 2-1-2s and 2-2-1s. Nothing else. If you attack this team with Cream Ferret, you will absolutely die. Do not attack 1-2-2s with Cream Ferret. So, and then 2-1-2, 1-2-2 counter, pretty easy to build, you know, pretty standard. These two, I'd say, are pretty much the quote-unquote standard variations, but then 2, 4, and 5 are, you know, a little different. So team 2, told you what to counter with team 2. Now team 4, you can fight pretty much any 1-2-2. Just be very, very cautious of Burning Spice. That's words from Sleepy Whistles. So, and your Moonlight Jam requirement, I would say, honestly, is +10 or +15. So you can get these buffs. If you have Moonlight Ascended, that is even better. And if you don't have peanut toppings, you can always run almonds on burnt cheese. That's fine. Now for blueberry pie, I just explained this, so should be just fresh in your memory. Do not hit golden cheese with blueberry pie. Do not hit golden cheese at all. It will absolutely die like I showed. And yeah, you know what? I'm going to send off the video with a blowing up of a 6-star Shadow Milk. So this will actually be released, I think, right as maintenance is up for the legendary costume update. So I will be doing a Master Beast Raid guide. I'm going to be figuring that out tonight. And yeah, I'll have that Master Beast Raid guide to you guys by Thursday or Friday. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys next time.